everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am in my office and it is early morning, so it's still kind of dark outside, so I have all my lights on for you. And I need to start setting up for the first week in January. So it's probably going to be a couple weeks into the month when you see this, but this will give you an example of how I typically set up a week and even get started through my dashboard, my goals, my habit tracker, and how I set up the first day. So we'll go through all of that in a minute. If you want to grab your planners and join me, that's always fun to do. So stay tuned for that, and welcome to my office. In my last several planning videos, I've been sharing how I am setting up my planner for the new year and the month of January. And I shared in my last video that I'm just taking my time and getting things set up this year. I've decided I'm not going to stress or worry about how quickly I can get everything done. I do need to have my daily planning pages kind of ready to go so that as I start getting back to our routines of school and work and all that, I do have, my lists and my things that I need. So I shared in last week's video how I set up for the month, so you can go back and watch that if you need to. Next, I need to work on adding in our family schedule, any appointments that I have, any upcoming deadlines, things like that. So that'll get added soon. But first, I just want to work on setting up this first week in January. So it's going to be January 2nd through January 8th for me. And then I'll also go into setting up my first full day of kind of back to regular schedule, sort of, on Monday, January 2nd. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to take these 2 pages out and I'm going to be using some of my typical supplies. So I have my Zig Clean Color Dot Marker. This is the light purple color. It's called Hyacinth. And then I have my 2 mild liners in the same light purple color. This is called Violet, and I have it in the chisel tip and the brush tip. And then I have a couple of my friction erasable pens. I have an 07 tip and an 05 tip, so I'm going to probably be using those as well. And I also might throw in some stickers from the Prayerful Planner. This is the sticker sheet for the month of January. I think I am going to be using these larger date dots, either I can't decide. I may use it here on this weekly view, or I might put them on the page per day view. So those may come into play, and I may also grab some stickers from the flowers book from the Happy Planner. Not 100% sure on that, but that's a possibility as well. So let's put on some enjoyable music and get started planning. Okay, now I have my weekly Getting Things Done grid set up, which I have to say this was so nice and easy to set it up this way using the Jane's Agenda quad list page. So I'm really happy about that change. Then I have my weekly spread set up. I did add my habit tracker items, so that's all ready to go. And then I went ahead and did the basic setup for my Monday spread as well. So now what's left to do is to add some of my schedule items in. So I think we will go ahead and put these back in. Well, actually, on second thought, I'm going to take the monthly page out as well and go ahead and add some of my appointments and regular schedule that I know. And that way I can just move right through and get the week set up as well. So let's do that next. now I have everything set up for that first week and the first day of January. So let's put everything back into my planner and we'll kind of go through and take a look. So here is my monthly spread. And I've added my basic schedule. I haven't gone in to look at my zone cleaning tasks yet, but that's something I can always add. So I went through the school calendar and made sure I noted the days my daughter does not have school so that if I need to sort out childcare, I'll have that on my radar. I have some events going on for my Jordan Essentials business. There's a special leader summit on the 7th, which is for anyone who's a director or higher, which I am a director. So I'm looking forward to that. And then also the 15th of the month is always my Green by 15 goal. So I'm hoping to get to 500 in sales by the 15th of the month, which then earns me next month's Joyful Jordan box for free, and I get to order it early. So I always like to have that as one of my goals each month. I added another event that we have going on with school and a family event. And then I just put in my basic work schedule that I know so far. Wednesdays right now are kind of up in the air. One of my jobs is with a tax accountant, and so as we get closer to the beginning of tax season, I may pick up the Wednesdays as well with her. But for right now, this is kind of the skeleton version of what my schedule looks like going into the month. And then we have the first week of the month, and so I've got my getting things done grid ready to go. I can start adding tasks to that. And then the first weekly spread is also ready to go. The only thing that's missing is once I'm done filming, I will use my phone and check the weather. And I usually just add the weather up here in the little highlighted section on each day of the week. And I'll also go through and review what kind of projects I want to be working on this month. And like I mentioned before, I'm still moving slowly through the process of setting my goals and my projects for the first quarter. So I don't have all that laid out yet, so that will come, and it might just be one or two projects that go on here. One thing I know for sure is just slowly working on getting the Christmas decorations put away. So I've added that in my habit tracker to just do 15 minutes each day of trying to clean up some of the Christmas decorations. I've already started gathering up things that I feel like we're kind of done with. And so they're collecting on the dining room buffet, which isn't where they need to be, but it's a place to start just staging things until I get the bins up from the basement. And then I added my basic schedule. So I put in the no school information because I need to make sure I have, childcare for the days that I would be working. And I like to put my videos in to remind me to make sure I'm getting those filmed and ready to go. My daughter has a dentist appointment, and then like I mentioned, that Leader Summit is coming up this week, which is exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. It's a chance for the leaders in hire to just really dive deep into our Jordan Essentials business. We have some motivational speakers and inspiring talks with Nancy Bogart, the owner of Jordan Essentials, and then just really gives me like a reset to think ahead about what the year looks like for my Jordan Essentials business and how I'm going to lead my team. So then we go into the first day of the first full week of January, and I put in my Louise Hay affirmation. So that's from my Colors and Numbers book, like I mentioned before. And then just my basic schedule is all I've added so far. I will go in as we get closer to that morning and just add in my tasks and to-do items. I don't typically use this whole list. I just like to put the dots in so that it's kind of ready to go. And some days I will block out little sections. So I may have, especially if it's an errand day, I may make a block that's just all the errands I want to make sure I'm trying to get done while I'm out. Or I've also done it where I do the things I'm trying to work on at work, and then when I get home, I'll have a separate block for the home tasks. So I like that this list is pretty large just because it gives me that flexibility, either for one giant running list, which is just how my brain tends to work, or if I want to break it up into even just like personal and home, I can do it that way. There's lots of ways you can make that work for you. So That is the very first week and day of January, and the first full week of January set up, along with my basic schedule added to my monthly plan. So I hope that was fun for you to see how I get started planning a new month and a new week and setting up for a new day. I hope you're enjoying the beginning of 2023. I know just about everyone I've talked to has said they just are ready for a fresh start. Feels like 2023 has a little more hope and optimism as we go into a new year. So I hope you're having a good one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button down below, and stay tuned for another Tiny Tidy Tuesday video. And I'll be jumping into another box in the basement and moving along with that project as well. So thanks again. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.